Transportation has been a driving force behind human progress, shaping civilizations and connecting the world. From the earliest methods of walking and animal-drawn carts to groundbreaking inventions like the steam engine, automobile, and airplane, transportation has transformed how we live, trade, and explore. Dwelling on technological advancement and social impact, transportation has broken barriers, transformed economies, and enabled global connectivity by addressing modern challenges such as sustainability and urbanization. However, amidst this transformation is land transportation. Land transportation is a cornerstone of human development, facilitating the movement of people, goods, and services across regions.
Land transport, especially in Nigeria, I believe that is an enabler, in terms of how we are able to, move goods and services and even, people from one point to another. In fact, that's what connects us as a country. In Nigeria today, there's no part of Nigeria that we would say that we do not have, road transportation. And of course, it goes along with the network of roads that we have, because without the road network, transportation cannot be enabled. So what enables transportation is the network of roads that we have, which, goes ahead to allow us move from one point to another. So in Nigeria, I think we're connected as across the country, across the 36 states of the country. So the land transport is a very, very important aspect of what we do as a people, and it has been an enabler of the economy, enabling us to move from one point to another in this.
The evolution of land transportation began with basic trails used for walking and animal-drawn carts, which enabled early trade and communication. The invention of the wheel marked a turning point, leading to the development of wagons and chariots that revolutionized mobility. In the 20th century, the invention of automobiles transformed personal and commercial transportation, providing unprecedented flexibility and speed. Still talking on land transportation, there are some other things you need to consider as regards to land transportation, which includes what kind of vehicles are suitable for land use. Do we just put anyhow vehicles on the road? So a car dealer, the chairman of car dealers in Akwa Ibom State, Mr. Robert Bob, he's going to tell us a little bit the kind of vehicles to put on the roads and the impact of these vehicles on our road maintenance. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Please, you're a car dealer, and you know what it means to put cars on our road. So, kindly tell me, what first of all do you understand about land transportation?
Well, land transportation is movement of people, goods, and services, throughout the community or state or nationwide. For example, Lagos to Akwa Ibom to Lagos. And then we used to have the likes of Utux motors, Inyaite motors. Those were luxury cars, and the roads were in good conditions then. Suddenly we do not have such good roads anymore. And for a long distance, you need, vehicles that have good rooms, leg rooms, that you could relax, because it's not something that you just use a smaller vehicle and you pack people inside. So there are a whole lot. It all depends on the distance. The most important thing about transportation is, you cannot use this type of cars that we have here to transport people. As a taxi driver or commercial taxi driver, you have to have a vehicle that the fuel consumption is okay. And now that the federal government is coming up with the policy of CNG, so I think people have to do that to save the energy, and then they can make profit. But generally, the overview of transportation, without land transportation in Nigeria, I don't think we'll get to anywhere.
Road transportation is the most widely used mode, encompassing private and public systems. While private vehicles such as cars, motorcycles, and bicycles are popular for personal and family use, public transport includes buses, minibuses, tricycles, and taxis which cater to commuters in cities and towns.
Within cities and states, you have, the city movement, all right, that takes you from within the cities and even to the local areas. And of course, that, we have the kekes, we have the minibuses, and, the smaller vehicles that enables that movement, all right, within, internal, movement in a state or in a locality or in a city. But when it comes to long distance, movement, which is maybe moving from one state to another or moving from one region to another, and the use of buses, of course, is an enabler. The use of heavy-duty vehicles also enables that. In terms, heavy-duty vehicles, of course, enables cargo movement and the rest of it and services. So these are the different types of vehicles that we need, to be able to convey people, convey goods and services to other parts of the country, be it within the state movement or regional movement in the country. So. Motorcycles, and motorcycles is a very important aspect, because motorcycles actually would take you through areas where you find it difficult for cars to move in. That's of course like in the local areas. You have motorcycles where you don't have roads, or maybe good roads that can accommodate vehicular movements and all that. So motorcycles now become a major means of transportation in those areas to enable people move and get things done.
Road transporters in Nigeria have encouraged the sector by delivering movement services from one location to the other, engendering communication and urbanization.
Good road matters a lot. If we have good road, we can do our business smoothly. If we don't have a good road, it can damage our vehicle. Here in Nigeria, we have some good road and we have bad road, really, which I know when it is due time, government will do something to make sure the road is okay for us to go transport people to their different destinations.
Someone that is operating on land transportation has the person is at liberty to operate than any other two transportation that is left, the air and the sea transportation. So the land transportation is very simple, fast, and safe, and if it is even reliable than every other transportation that we have.
Yes, I'm a tricycle operator. So the business for me is very, very lucrative if you are serious with it. If you are serious with it, although there are sometimes ups and downs. So there is no business that doesn't have a good time and bad times. But if you know how to handle it and manage it, and because it's the kind of business that comes with experience of its own on daily basis. So for me, the kind of business that I'm doing is good to me because I'm serious about it. Operating it here is personally my own. I'm not operating it for anybody. So I know the nitty-gritty of the business, and I can operate it, and I'm happy doing it as my, let me say, profession, but not really. Because it's the part-time stuff, so the way I handle it as I would have handled any other office or business I would have loved to.
In some cases, motorcycles known as Okada serve as a quick and accessible mode in rural and urban areas for short distances.
Motorcycle business, irrespective that it's not profitable now, the importance of it to the fact that it is the local area as you have seen. So it's better if you get, it is easy for you to take bike and get to your destination. It's not the tar road. You gotta get to the house on time rather than taking maybe tricycle or going with a vehicle. So bike can easily take you there and bring you back to any location that you are going, mostly in interior village where you don't have much of space, where you don't have vehicle like motor or tricycle to get you to your house easier. It is important that we are using this bike to convey people to different area in order to meet up your time, as maybe where you are doing business. that you don't have to spend time much. You get to your office on time. Like most of the time, we carry teachers, carry students around this area.
In land transportation, there are places that that machine can move, and there are places that motor cannot enter. As our route now, we have a place here that only machine alone. Even to trek is very hard to trek.
You know, in this road, there's some place which motor does not enter. Maybe when you use bike, it will take you there and fast than how motor will.
Although the income from this business is not encouraging, most of them have found a way to shelve their massive expectations and carry on the activity.
Because of being that, now, you see the condition of the fuel now, since it's not fixed, not only we are using bike, many people that have to do with petroleum products, we find it difficult. It's not so profitable anymore. Because at times, you buy fuel at the rate of 3,000 naira. It's not so easy for you to even recover that 3,000 naira. So we are planning the government to do something about the issue of fueling.
We carry 8 passengers in a row. So that 8 passengers, yes, there is a little profit, because if you can carry 8 passengers, then you cut the money into 2, then you take some of them and put fuel and go to where you are going. But before we used to make money, because that time fuel was so cheap for us. But now that the fuel is higher, so the money we have been taking home before is the money we are using for fuel now.
Nigeria's transport network has expanded in recent years to accommodate a growing population, as the sector was valued at 2.6 trillion naira in 2020, down from 3 trillion naira in 2019. However, modern land transportation faces challenges such as traffic congestion, environmental concerns, and infrastructure demands. Furthermore, technological innovations like electric vehicles, autonomous systems, and sustainable urban planning are paving the way for a more efficient and eco-friendly future.
I think if the government is very interested in supporting EVs as like a channel or business that we want to scale, right? A lot can be done from a regulatory standpoint in terms of doing things like moving barriers to entry. So, cost of clearing, shipping, all those other things. If there are ways to improve that will help massively, right? I think there's a lot of folks who are doing things like, also contributing to the EV space, but from a different angle, right? They're doing things like mining lithium and whatnot, right? I think if the government is also able to get closer to that space, right, and be able to, figure out how to leverage credits that come from being able to produce some lithium out of Nigeria, to be able to get global credits to make sure we can get more competitive pricing of parts or whatnot for EV production, that'd be amazing as well.
Compressed natural gas CNG vehicles are gaining traction in Nigeria as a cleaner, cost-effective alternative to petrol and diesel-powered vehicles. They reduce carbon emissions and fuel costs, promoting environmental sustainability following government initiative and private investment in CNG infrastructure.
It is one thing for you to do conversion of vehicles from the regular to CNG, but it's another thing for you to have the products. Because when the products are available, it's just like you now seeing that, you have cars and you don't have any station, or you don't have fuel. No matter the number of cars you have, where there's no fuel, that car cannot move from one point to another. So the first thing to consider first is the product itself.
In the past, I drive to Kefi using about 35,000 naira on this car, going and coming back. But now with 3,400, I'll go to Kefi and I'll return back if I have a full cylinder that is filled up. So it is very cheap and economical using a CNG. The government should be deliberate about investing into building more refill stations. And this can be done through public-private partnership.
Nigeria's roads and highways form the backbone of the country's transport network, as these arteries handle 90% of all passengers and freight traffic. One key project is the rehabilitation and expansion of the 35-kilometer Apapa-Oshodi-Oronshoki-Ojota Expressway in Lagos, linking the city's largest ports to the Ojota district.
We have two ports that it's responsible for about 80% of our cargo in this country, the Apapa port and the Tinkan port. Therefore, taking off loads that go all the way to the east, to the Middle East, to the north, that road needs to be well fixed.
The Apapa-Oronshoki Road will be a catalyst for economic development, creating employment opportunities during and after construction.
I'm happy to announce that Mr. President, as the chairman of EGBANT, nationwide, any form of excavation of sand or mining of sand, 10 kilometers, downstream of any bridge and the upstream of any bridge.
Good roads are vital for effective land transportation as they facilitate smooth, safe, and efficient movement of people and goods. They reduce travel time, lower vehicle maintenance costs, and enhance accessibility to markets, schools, and healthcare facilities, boosting economic growth and quality of life.
Good road matters a lot. If we have good road, we can do our business smoothly. If we don't have a good road, it can damage our vehicle. Here in Nigeria, we have some good road and we have bad road, really, which I know when it is due time, government will do something to make sure the road is okay for us to go transport people to their different destinations.
Nigeria, I would say, I can only say about a few places that I have visited. I would say it's good, but the only area that I'm having challenge is the interstate, the road network between the states. It's somehow complicating at some points, but let me say in Akwa Ibom here, our road network is good. It's good, yes, and it's enabled our business to run smoothly.
Quality is what makes it all, happen. Because even if you're talking about concrete roads or you're talking about asphalt, if you use weak concrete, the road will still get bad. And then if you do not use good materials, it will still become a problem. I believe that standardization is key here in terms of knowing the kind of materials that we need, and for a particular road, construction, and the duration, of course, that road would take. So it's not really about the material that is being used. I believe that both concrete and asphalt, they are all good, road materials for road construction. But then what I would rather like to talk about is more of the quality of the materials that we use to construct our roads. That will of course inform durability. That will inform how long one can make use of this road and how well it can help the people.
Road signs are crucial for ensuring safe land travel, providing essential information to drivers and pedestrians as they guide navigation, warn of hazards, and regulate traffic flow, reducing the risk of accidents. To this regard, the Federal Road Safety is essential for successful land travel as it ensures the protection of lives, prevents accidents, and promotes efficient transportation. Adhering to safety measures such as obeying traffic laws, wearing seatbelts, and maintaining vehicles reduces the risk of collisions and fatalities as safe roads foster confidence among drivers and passengers, making travel more predictable and stress-free.
Indiscriminate parking by drivers, trailers, traders, encroachment into the roads, night trips, speed limit violations, driving under influence of alcohol or any intoxicating substance, as well as overloading, amongst other challenges we have been facing. To minimize road carnages, we must, as a matter of safety, avoid any display or demonstration of recklessness on our roads. We have also observed that some of those who drive against traffic, they do so because they are not aware of the proper routes to take, where to make their turns.
Despite challenges such as poor road infrastructure, traffic congestion and safety concerns, significant strides are being made with the development of modern road networks, rail systems, and adoption of alternative fuels like CNG. The growing emphasis on road safety, investment in transportation technologies, and government initiatives to improve infrastructure hold promise for a more efficient, sustainable transportation system. By addressing existing challenges, Nigeria can further unlock the full potential of land transportation for national progress.